Hello everyone, it's Keesje. Welcome back. So what you see here are boho beads. Boho is a kind of a style, so to speak. And I've seen them come along on YouTube a few times, and I've always thought of making them, but I was never very sure on the way they make it that I was want to make them. So today I'm going to show you how I make them. And there's no right or wrong about it, and you can do whatever you want basically. And okay, let's start. All right, the first step is making the core, and I'm making them from paper. So I will be rolling a paper bead like so. And the width of the strip of paper will be the length of your core. So I have example here is 1 inch, and this one is 1.5 inch wide, and it's a little over 4 inches. If you have a page 8.5 by 11, cut it lengthwise in half, and then there you have it. So this is a paper bead roller. I hope you can see this. It has a hollow tube with a slit in it where your paper goes in, and then it holds it in place while you roll it up. So from here on, now the metal is now covered, so now I will use some glue. Just a thin line through the center is all that it's needed, and then roll it up. It keeps it fairly straight, although you have to be a little bit careful that it stays straight. The end needs a bit glue, otherwise it comes apart. And I am using Aleene's tacky glue. Excuse me. And it's a really good glue for not just paper, but also when I adhere the fabric to the bead. Okay, so this is step one. So you make a whole bunch of these first, and then you're gonna collect some fabrics. So here I have a bunch of fabrics. This is regular quilter's cotton. This is home decor fabric. This is a bit heavier. It's more for upholstery, I'm thinking. This has a nice texture to it. So you can use whatever you want. The thing with fabric is, the different fabrics is, if you want a certain thicknesses for your bead, you need to roll this more often than, for example, this. You only need to roll this like once or twice, and then you have a very significant bead already. So now we'll cut some strips, and then we'll show you how to do what comes next. So I cut 2 strips. These are 1.5 inches wide, and now I'm going to adhere them to the paper bead. So what I will do is I will pick an end that I like best, say this one. So I will start the bead on the other side. So I will place a thin line of glue on the edge, place my paper bead on the glue, and let it sit for a bit. Now here I don't like this very much, so I will just use this side, and I want to get rid of this edge over here, so I will start the bead on this side. There. Then when this is dry, you just roll it up like so. Add some glue at the end. Hold it in place for a little bit. And there you have it. All right, see if this is dry. Now you saw that this strip was longer than that one. This fabric is a lot thinner than this one. I hope I'm still in frame. Okay, and let's roll this one up. Oh, this goes way quicker, yeah? There you go. right. Now the next step is making the metal part. And the metal part, I will do that from scratch. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the wire part, and you need some wire. I have here 22 gauge galvanized steel, and it is thick enough that it will hold, and it is thin enough to work with. You need some pliers. This is just a cutting plier, regular plier, round nose plier, and they're all handy. So if my bead is going to be this long, I want to be at least 2 inches longer, or maybe 3 in total. And I'll be cutting the wire. And then with my round nose plier, I'm going to make a loop in the end. I have a whole bunch ready here. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if we can try and make one. Bend it, bend the loop over, straighten out, and then turn the end around this end here. Okay, 1.5 times is fine. And then we clip off the end and hold on to the little tail, because it'll go flying everywhere. The tip of my pliers isn't cutting all that well. There it is. And we'll work that end off later. Now we're going to collect some beads to go with our bead. Okay, this is the container of beads that I collected for this project, and I have a few options. I can do those two, or those two, or those two. What do you think? I'll go with these ones. All right, just make up your mind. Then over here is a tray with smaller beads and some caps and ends and everything. I think I want those in there. I could do these two instead. And I really like those. See, they have a crackle effect to them. Really like that. So I think I'm gonna pick these ones. All right, choice made. Do we want some end caps still? Okay, let's see if we're gonna use them or not. Then it's a matter of stringing them on. This one first. Then I probably want to do the bead cap. And then you can choose to go this way or place them the other way so that it hugs the bigger bead. But I'm going to leave it like this, and I'm going to pick this one. Then the big one. And then reverse whatever I did on the one side. Important to put the end cap on the right way. Okay, of course I have way too much wire. All right, so now at the end, let's put these back. Now we have to make a loop again. So basically turn this 90 degrees. Fold this over. Oh, that's way too much. And then again, loop this around the center. Keep your fingers out of the way. There. Cut the end off. So basically now we have to get rid of this end here. And basically I keep going in a circle, squeezing the end until it has completely disappeared between, and I don't feel anything anymore. Now we go back to the other end, because we never did that on this end. All gone. All right, so now we've got this. Now, next step is yarn, if you want. Here, this is the first one I made, and I was so eager to add beads, little beads, that I forgot the yarn. So, but we're gonna put some yarn or ribbon on it. Okay, I found 2 yarns that will kind of work color-wise, and I think that this one is way too dark, so I will use this one. And what I do is I start wrapping somewhere and then go to the top and then go back down and then cover the end and then go to the bottom or go to the other end. Here I'm going to put a little dab of glue just so that it won't slide back down. And not the whole bead has to be completely covered with yarn. Now I need a scissor. So I only went this way and then back up, and now I'm gonna dab a little glue and adhere this. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this to dry for a bit. Then in the meantime, now we want some wire around it. The wire I'm using is 28 gauge soft brass wire, and I'm pretty sure I got this at PV Mart or something, but I think a decent home hardware store should carry something like this. Same as with the 22 gauge. And I will cut off, for a bead like this long, I will cut off at least 24 inches. And then beads. So for these projects I made only 4 different mixes of seed beads, and usually I can pick any of these and I'm okay with adding them to any color of bead that I'm working on. And so this is the one that I'm using today. And let me put this away. I don't want to spill this. This would have worked too, but I'm going with this one. So then I would cut a piece of wire and I would add a little loop in the end and then string my beads. And I'm stringing about 3 inches of length of beads. I've done that already because I thought, well, this is going to be boring for you to see me do that. Then, alright, so when I start doing this, I'll poke this in between the fabric layers, if I can get it down far enough so that it will stay in there. Alright, carefully fold this around, then go up to between these 2 beads and go back down. This is just something that I do. You don't have to do this. You can start here. Now from here on I will advance my beads forward, all of them, and a few at a time. And then roll around to the other end. And then here, the same way, go around the bead, go up, go back down. And advance some beads on the big one. Now I will be more careful where I'm going to put beads so that I'm placing beads where there are none. And I try to do 2 or 3 at a time in a grouping. I don't know if you can see this or not. When I'm here, go back down. Because I attached it here, I will usually end here. And this way I can find any gap where I think the bead should go. Still do that. All right, and I will keep wrapping it and wrapping it there. I'll cut off the end. And again with this plier, push it in until it has disappeared. There. Now this second wrapping makes this whole bead a lot sturdier, right? So these are beads, you can use them in projects or dangle them on something. And then I thought, you know what? What if I made earrings? See if I can find two that go together. Yeah, these two. So I started with a 1/2 inch core. Only beads on one bead on one side and one on the other side. And I would have to, I have to buy the earrings yet that go through your ear. And then they're ready to be used. So that was the project for today. I had fun making these, and I hope you give it a go. And yeah, thank you for watching. Give a thumbs up, subscribe, and share the video if you will. See you next time. Bye.